Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Y2K Sports Talk. Today we're going to be going over our biggest winners and losers of week one. We are also going to be going over our predictions for everything in week two. We are also going to be going over our NFL award winners and our predictions for that. Who's going to win MVP, who's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, literally all the awards. So let's get started.
So I'm going to start with my five big winners of week one. Um, in no order, I'm going to start it off with Josh Allen and the Bills. I mean, coming back from that when most people, besides maybe Bills fans, thought that game was over with. I remember I turned it on thinking, there's a couple minutes left. This game's over. I'm just going to watch it. I'm bored. And then seeing what happened, everything, it reminds you anything can happen in a game. So Josh Allen doing all this, showing that he is still competing, he can still win a championship, and he has not fallen off from his MVP year. It shows true character and how good this team is going to be for the upcoming season. Another winner I think, is Dak Prescott. He looked phenomenal. He was the second highest graded quarterback this week. He and with CeeDee Lamb having drops, he still looked good. He still had the grade. So imagine if he made those catches. The Cowboys were CeeDee Lamb drops away or a Miles Sanders fumble away from winning this game. Nobody really had them winning that. So Dak Prescott's a winner of mine. I think another winner of mine would definitely be, honestly, I could say the Steelers and the Jets as a whole. Both offenses look better.
Yep.
And what I was hearing in training camp is the offenses look kind of sloppy, specifically the Jets. Justin Fields looked great. Aaron Rodgers looked good. The whole team looked good. I mean, can't really talk about the defense, but at least those two teams, their offense, they showed up and they put on a show. I got other winners about, I think, Javonte Williams and the Cowboys. He showed up and did way better than anybody anticipated. He showed up, 2 touchdowns. Like, I think I saw a stat that showed he only had one game with the Broncos where he scored 2+ touchdowns. And then his first game with the Cowboys, he scores two. So not only does that show that the Cowboys O line has gotten better, but it shows that Williams, his second year off the ACL injury, shows he might be coming back to form. Another one I got here is Kenny Clark. When he was on the field, 2.8 yards per carry. When he's off the field, he allowed over 6 yards per carry. He's just one of them, and hopefully he gets more and more playing time. And
For
that
sure.
team, they could be something. Another winner, honestly, is Emeka Egbuka. I mean, he put on one of the best rookie performances of Week One. The game winner, 2 touchdowns in your rookie debut. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. Um, I think I want to give another shout out to Armin Membu for holding his own against TJ Watt in that D line on the Steelers. He looked phenomenal. He was one of, if not the best, was he the highest
He
graded?
was the highest
The
graded
highest
out of
graded right
all
tackle out of
alignment,
everybody. And, being
not
a
just
rookie, that's
rookies.
another rookie debut. You couldn't ask for more. So getting into the losers, though, like I said with CeeDee Lamb, I definitely have him as a loser because, yes, he had a great first half. And then the second half, when it mattered the most, he came up short. Um, will it affect his whole season? No. I don't expect him to have another game like this. So he definitely going to come back stronger than this. Another, thing I have for the losers is, I mean, there's AJ Brown. He didn't do anything. He had a 0% win rate when it came to his route running. It was just absolutely horrible of a game for him. I think he might have been battling injuries. So, I guess he has that for him. So hopefully he gets healthy and shows something because it wasn't a good performance by him at all. The Ravens defense, the Bills defense, both showed. I mean, the Ravens defense were showing plays early on, but then they fell apart. They crumbled. They were allowing too many big plays. They were allowing tip passes get caught by the Bills. There was just too much there. And then like Russell Wilson and the Giants offense. I mean, there's a whole lot of just what is that over there? I don't. Who knows if it'll click later? But I don't see Jackson Dart being on the bench for that much longer. And for my biggest loser, I got Tua.
Bring it. Yep.
Tua Tua turned the ball over, is what I like to say, and just him and the Dolphins in general. Like even the defense didn't look as good. I mean, the D line is supposed to be the strongest point of that team. They didn't look. They didn't do anything special. Obviously, I mean there was 33 points put up on the board. A lot of them being because of Tua with like 2 picks and a fumble. that whole team specifically too, they got to do something. Whether it's change everything up. I do expect Tyreek to get traded. I don't expect the Dolphins to just switch it around and just be this good team where Tyreek stays. There's just a lot of stuff they're gonna have to think about and move a lot of things around moving forward.
All right, so for my big winners and big losers, I'd pretty much echo everything of what he said. That's pretty much all like what I agree with as well. But yeah, a lot of his big winners and big losers are also kind of mine as well. So in no particular order, I have Aaron Rodgers as a big winner. I'm pretty sure last season. I'm pretty sure his last season. His stats, Aaron Rodgers' his stats was the same as Patrick Mahomes' stats when it came to amount of touchdowns and amount of interceptions. I'm pretty sure I seen that right, but it was last season. Obviously, you hear more about Mahomes. He's like the Super Bowl contender, obviously, and obviously compared to Aaron Rodgers, who was on the Jets last season,
Yeah.
not a contender, but he was putting up similar stats, and Aaron Rodgers is 41. So let me just get that out of the way first. But big winner, I have Aaron Rodgers. He's 41. He's going to be 42 in December. But his stats, he went 22 for 30, 244 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And that's just a statement. I mean, I don't think the Steelers could be. I don't think they're going to be a contender, but I'm not going to rule them out to be. But I mean, if Aaron Rodgers wants to put up 4 touchdowns each week, no picks, 250 yards, he was very accurate, then this is going to be a huge win for Pittsburgh. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers doing these stats at this age, who knows? Because Steelers were, kind of in the hunt in the playoffs. So if he's putting up these stats, then very well the Steelers could make themselves a contender. Um, Other big winners, I have Justin Fields. I mean, now, with the Jets, I mean, he's been struggling. That's pretty much been his whole career so far, but he's still young, so he has hope. But I mean, right off the bat in week one, and a lot of people, because he had like injured his toe in practice a few weeks ago, and I immediately knew that was crazy because everyone's like, oh, Justin Fields is not going to do good. He injured his toe. Oh my God, what does this mean for the New York Jets? Are they, cursed and whatever? And I'm telling Jaden, I'm like, no way the news is actually talking about this. Like, there's still a month till kickoff, and
Crazy
yeah,
overreaction.
crazy overreaction. They probably ran out of stuff to talk about, I feel like. But look, it did nothing. I haven't heard about Fields' toe in three weeks. Literally, it was like a 1 day thing, and it just like
Yeah.
disappeared. I feel like, but he went 16 for 22, 218 pass yards. Um, uh, yeah, 218 pass yards, a passing touchdown, 50 rushing yards. So 218 passing yards, 50 rushing yards, and then 2 rushing touchdowns as well. So he had 3 total touchdowns and around 270 total yards. So that is against a Steelers defense too. That's
Hmm.
about top 10 in the league, probably in my opinion. So
Yeah.
what a statement from him. Other big winner. Trying to go through these as quick as I can, but other big winner I have is Daniel Jones. I
Yep.
mean, he wins the starting job, and I kind of thought Daniel Jones was going to be written off. I was like, that's probably the last we're going to see of him. He's going to be one of those quarterbacks that just gets traded, becomes a backup, and you just never really hear about him again.
Yeah.
But I mean, he wins the job against Anthony Richardson. With I wish the best for Anthony Richardson. I hope he finds himself somewhere else and
Yeah.
can figure something out. But he went 22 for 29, 272 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yep.
So I never expected that. Once again, same with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. But if Daniel Jones can keep that up, then props to him. And
Yeah.
who knows what the Colts might do. Shout out Travis Etienne. Just a quick stat here,
Yeah.
but doing my research, he had 8.9 yards per carry on average.
He's honestly a big winner. He was getting replaced by Tank Bigsby, who then
Yeah,
got traded to the
he
Eagles
got traded.
because they're like, wow, he might be back, so why keep this guy when they
Yeah.
can get picked from? Because I remember people writing him off saying he should be a trade target because Etienne's getting outperformed by Bigsby because he
Mm,
was for a while, and I think I saw a stat that was his first 100 plus rushing game since 2023,
I did not know that.
which actually happened to be against the Panthers in
Yeah.
23 as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can keep it up because I liked him coming out of college. Him and Trevor have been together since college.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, no, I actually never knew that, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, screw the shout out. Yeah, probably a big winner then for sure.
Yeah,
Especially with the Jags being that iffy team,
yeah,
they're not.
up and down.
they're not, yeah, they're so up and down. But 16 for 143 was his stats, and then like I said, 8.9 yards per carry from him.
Yeah.
Just like Jaden said, Emeka Egbuka, I have him as one of my big winners. I mean, he wasn't obviously like crazy in the stat sheet in the way of 4 for 67, but it's your first NFL game. 4 for 67, I would take every single day of the
Crucial
week.
touchdowns too. Being a
Crucial touchdown,
close game.
crucial touchdown. And like the story was like Emeka Egbuka, you told me he had called the route in
Yep.
the huddle to
The game-winning
Mayfield,
route.
like saying, I'm just gonna just literally just run to the end zone and you're gonna lob it up to me and I'm gonna score. And
He did.
he did.
Yep.
He stood his ground. So big winner to the Buccaneers / Emeka Egbuka too. Big win in their division against the Falcons.
Yep.
Last big winner for me is Josh Allen. Obviously, I mean 33 for 46, 394 passing yards, a total of 424,
Yeah.
2 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. And it's probably just big winner, not just Josh Allen, but pretty much the whole Bills team. I mean, obviously down to the Ravens, that sucks at home, but I mean, you got the job done. They came back. It was a crazy game. I didn't get to watch it, but I did my research on the highlights and stuff. Absolutely crazy game. And that's a huge statement because Bills
Yeah.
are Super Bowl favorites. They're obviously after the win, they're still Super Bowl favorites. And, I am a Josh Allen guy, and, he won the MVP, and I would love to see him finally, make a Super Bowl and get the job done.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he looks like he's already having an MVP season again.
Yep.
So,
Could even be better than last year.
yeah, even better than last year's. I mean, 4 touchdowns, man. All right, so for my big losers, I have the Miami Dolphins / Tua. Just
Yep.
like Jaden. I mean, the Dolphins, they were down 30-0 at one point.
Look like the worst team.
Yeah, they look like the
Out of
worst
every
team to
team.
me, I believe. They look like the worst team. 30-0 to the Colts at one point. And what was the final score? Like 33-6?
33-8.
33-8? Yeah, 33-8.
And the touchdown was because of Devin A-Chain breaking off like 2 tackles.
Yeah,
It was just a little swing route.
Yeah, I believe it was a 4th
It
down.
was a check down.
Yeah, it was a check down. It was like 4th and goal at the 11-yard line or something like that.
Yeah.
And Tua doesn't even throw in the end zone. He does like a little dump off, and I mean, I give props to props to the running back there.
Yeah.
But might as well also add this. But Colts didn't punt. The Colts never punted that game, and they held the ball for 40 minutes. That's another stat I seen. They held the ball for 40 minutes and did not punt the ball. I'm not going to say any more to that, except you cannot allow that. I mean, we'll see if the Colts are legit. Is this going to be the mid Colts and the Dolphins absolutely just were trashed that game?
Yeah.
Or are the Colts something to be like a team to be reckoned with? We'll see. But either way, opening season, you got Tua back.
Yep.
And I mean, your defense didn't even show up for him either. But Tua, also my big loser, 14 for 23, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and a fumble. I don't really know what else to say to that, but I feel like Tua, me and you both think Tua is like above average at the very, very best.
Yep.
But me and you were kind of saying we thought the Dolphins were going to be like a lower team. We wouldn't be surprised. I feel like Tua is a very overrated quarterback.
Yep.
Very overrated quarterback. I wish the best for him. I like him, but I just think he's very overrated, and he didn't get the job done, and that kind of proved me right there.
Yeah. Especially the draft class he was in with Burrow and Herbert.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, I feel bad, but I mean, yeah, Tua definitely going to be on my big losers list. I had the Dolphins winning that game too, even though I said Tua's an overrated quarterback. I did have the Dolphins winning that game, just because I obviously did not know what to expect out of Daniel Jones this year. Obviously, I had that being a close game, but I had the Dolphins winning that. You can see our predictions for Week 1 on our Instagram account.
Yep.
We had posted that, but I had the Dolphins winning that. That was something I was wrong on, but Tua and the Dolphins defense completely choked that away. Other big loser is Bryce Young. He's young, but so with the younger players, I don't really want to totally bash him too much, obviously.
Yeah.
But Bryce Young's in his 3rd year. 18 for 35. not very good. 154 yards, one touchdown, two picks, and a fumble. So kind of just like two his stats: one touchdown, two picks, and a fumble. That's not very good.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, 18 for 35, though he had worse. That's literally basically 50% completion percentage. And I like Bryce Young just like I like Tua, but man, they need to clean it up. And
Yeah.
it's a shame for the Panthers, especially with how young they are. And then, after their draft too. But I mean, they just need to clean it up. That's all I got to say. Other loser, I won't really touch on this one too much, but it's Russell Wilson. I know the Giants. No one thinks they're going to be a contender. I don't think they're really going to be a contender, so maybe it's not that much of a big loser because we don't expect the Giants to do good. But Russell Wilson, 17 for 37, 168 yards, and I mean, zero touchdowns completely. So that's all I'll touch on that, but not very good from Russell Wilson. So I have him on the big losers. A few others I have to round it out. I have the Lions. They were losing 27-6 until literally like the final minute when they got that touchdown. When
Yeah.
the Packers defense was probably laying off because I mean they're up by 20, they're going to win the game. They don't need to try and get their players injured. They probably had their backups in, but um, I did have the Packers winning that game, but it was kind of just the way the Lions lost is
Yeah.
what made me very concerned. I still think the Lions are going to be a good team. I just think they're going to be a step back, a step down from this last season. And I like the Lions as well, and I want them to do very good. And I still think they will. Like I said, I think they're going to make the playoffs. But there's kind of no shame because it's Green Bay. They had got Micah Parsons. This Packers team is top five in my opinion right now. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the way they lost that game, and then especially being a divisional game as well. It's a shame for the Lions. So I have him on the big losers list. Lions only had one sack and one quarterback hit that game as well. And then other loser I have is Reek Woolen. I mean, I felt like the Seahawks had that game in the bag, and they kind of did. They did have the game in the bag, but I mean, I felt it was more of a Seahawks loss than 49ers won
Yeah.
because they had the Niners there. They held them to 10 points with 3 minutes left. The Seahawks defense is great, and they were proving that. They got the block kick as well. I think Purdy threw two interceptions, but Reek Woolen, I mean, I think people are slightly overreacting the situation. Everyone's like calling him to get benched next game. I don't think the Seahawks can afford that, especially down 0-1. He may have had a down game,
Yeah.
but you need to like motivate him still. In this case, it's only like the only bad game I know of his career, pretty much. You got to put him back in and see if he can, keep his head up. You don't want to ruin his confidence. But
Yep.
he allowed a 40-yard play to Pearsall on the 49ers drive that gave him the lead late, and then allowed a touchdown to Jake Tonjes. He was literally right there to catch it, and I don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
But I have him as a big loser because he kind of lost that game for Seattle, but I wouldn't totally hate on him like I feel like everyone's doing right now.
Yeah.
Last one I have is the Ravens, and it's kind of like the Ravens defense. Obviously, their offense showed out, but I could also say the same for the Bills defense in a way of like they both suck. They allowed 40 points. It was to powerhouse teams. I mean, at least you're allowing 40 points to the Bills if you're the Ravens, and if you're the Bills, yeah, if you're the Bills, at least you're allowing 40 points to the Ravens. But if you're the Ravens, you're at least allowing 40 points to the Bills. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But still, you can't be doing that really. And the Ravens allowed 500 total yards in the game. Obviously, you've seen Josh Allen's stats. 15-point lead in 4 minutes gone. And this one, Derrick Henry went 18 for 69, 18 for 169, uh, two touchdowns. So that's a huge game by Derrick Henry, and you still couldn't get it done. Derrick Henry isn't going to be putting up 18 for 169 and two touchdowns every single game. He ain't going to be doing that. I can only see just a couple other games he'd be putting up those stats. But if he's putting up those stats and you're still losing the game,
Yeah.
then it's like that's kind of it's not very good. I mean, if you're putting up those stats and not winning the game, it's going to be a problem. I'm not crazy worried because at least it was the Bills, like I said, but
Yeah.
you still can't be doing that because that game kind of proved, the Bills. are more championship ready than you. I felt like that was the statement right now in the AFC,
Yeah.
especially with Mahomes and the Chiefs problem right now. I feel like those are the two teams right now, but the Ravens choked it away, so I have them rounding out my big losers for the week. All right, so let's move on to the Thursday night game. You got Commanders at Green Bay. I feel like that's just a great game. That's just going to be a great game. Um I feel like I don't even know where to start with this game pretty much, but I feel like it's going to be a very entertaining game. I mean, what could go wrong? It's literally Commanders at Green Bay. You got the new look Packers, as I've always talked about pretty much, and they made a statement. Packers, huge big winner. They made a huge statement in week 1 against the Lions.
Yeah.
Packers are at home as well. I think I think the Packers are gonna come away with the win in this one. Obviously, I mean, I feel like I would have already had the Packers beating the Commanders anyway, especially being at home. But now with Micah Parsons,
Yeah.
and clearly, he may have missed the practices during training camp and all that. But I mean, clearly he's showing no signs of rust
Yep.
based off of the last game for the Packers. But I mean, I expect this to be a great game. I expect Jane Daniels to show up. I'm very high on Jane Daniels right now as well. But I have Packers coming away with the win. I think I have a score maybe being around 28-24, maybe 28-21 Green Bay. But I feel like Packers have one of the best home advantages out there in the whole
Yeah.
NFL right now.
For sure.
So I mean, that enough is crazy, but I mean, the Packers, that's all I got to say. They just showed up week 1. I was already high on them, but based off of week 1, I have them maybe even top 3 for me. Um, but I do think the Commanders will put up a fight. I think they're going to lose, but I don't think it's going to do anything harmful to them. I think it's going to be a close game, but right now the Packers are rolling. So I got Green Bay taking that on Thursday.
Yeah, and man, I got Green Bay taking it too. Same thing that everything that you said. It's just the Packers, the way they looked against the Lions, they did make a statement. I have them as the best team right now off of just week 1. I mean, my score prediction, I have it honestly being 23, maybe even a little more, but I have it not being that close. Honestly, I think the Packers make another statement. I got a prediction of like 23-13, or maybe even 31-13. I could see the
Yeah,
Packers just coming in and then kind of pouring it on. I still think Jaden Daniels has a decent game
yeah, for
where
sure. Yeah.
he's not the reason they lose, but it's just as a team they're going to lose just because they're just going to get beat. I think they're just going to get beat in every aspect. I mean, Jaden Daniels can run with his legs, but the Packers have great linebackers and a Micah Parsons who's going to see way more reps this week, and he's very familiar with the Commanders. So
Yeah,
that's
for
all I
sure.
have to say, and that's why I got the Packers winning somewhere between the 23-31, but I got the Commanders only putting up like 13 points.
Yeah, we're gonna have the rest of our predictions for week 2 up on our Instagram, so make sure you guys watch that.
So we're gonna move into our award predictions for obviously the season of what's gonna happen. For MVP, I got Joe Burrow taking it. We made all these predictions by the way before week 1,
Yeah,
so a lot of these obviously might not. Some of these people might maybe they didn't have that good of a week 1 game, but I have Joe Burrow winning MVP. For an honorable mention, I have Dak Prescott. I mean, if the offense can just really work and click with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, I mean, there's no telling what that offense can do. And for dark horse, I have Baker Mayfield. I mean, when you get healthy, you get a Mecca, a Mike Evans, and a Chris Godwin. I mean, he's pretty set for his receivers if they all stay healthy. And for offensive player of the year, I have Jamar Chase taking it home again. I mean, it's really hard for a dude like that to just drop off. I mean, Burrow and Chase, they've been connecting with each other for so many years now. I don't see it dropping off. I think they do better than they do last year, specifically record wise. Um, and I think it's just going to show that, he's going to continuously be good and there's not going to be that much of a drop off. For an honorable mention, I got Derrick Henry. I mean, it's Derrick Henry. Week 1 actually, is making this seem
week
like it
1
is very
proved it.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, that's all I have to say. I mean, he's still showing it at his age. It's amazing. For a dark horse, I mean, I had CeeDee Lamb. because George Pickens is going to open up a lot more for CeeDee Lamb. He's going to get a lot more one-on-ones. He's going to get a lot more looks that are better for him, and it should just benefit him tremendously. Here for Defensive Player of the Year, I have Will Anderson Jr. I'm really high on him. Week 1, he did have a sack, so I mean, he started off his campaign pretty well, and I believe he is due for a breakout season. For an honorable mention, I have Micah Parsons. I mean, the Packers defense is already stacked, so adding him, it's going to help him get a lot more one-on-ones. And Week 1 showed that. In limited snaps, he already had a sack. He caused multiple pressures, which caused Jared Goff to throw an interception on one of them, throw another check
And his
down.
his sack should have been a
Yep.
fumble.
Oh,
Goff
yeah.
was so lucky.
Goff was lucky to hold on to that ball. Dark horse, I got Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, coming back from injury, he's going to come back with a chip on his shoulder. He's going to be very hungry, and he's going to be a big part of that Lions team if they want to go back to the playoffs. And for offensive rookie of the year, I have Ashton Genty. I mean, he's the safest pick. Although his stats on paper don't look good, he looked decent early on. He got a touchdown. You ain't gonna face a good D line like the Patriots every single week. If they continuously use him correctly, he should be able to win it. My honorable mention is Matthew Golden. From the few catches he had, he looked good. He was open basically on every catch. His route running looks good. He's looked good in camp. I think he's due for a big season, and I think he's going to be targeted heavily just due to his separation. Dark horse is Travion Henderson. In limited snaps, he showed great playmaking ability in the preseason. I've been very high on him. In Week 1, he showed a couple more playmaking abilities on limited snaps again. So Patriots need to give him the workload. He deserves to do it. He's probably their best player on offense, like including like every position on offense. Defensive rookie of the year, I have Abdul Carter. He's also another safe pick. I mean, he's just very explosive. He's due for a huge season, considering how good that D line is already, and he's set up to be great. And for comeback player of the year, I have Dak Prescott. I mean, it's a quarterback who's coming off an injury, who looked great Week 1 as well, just to prove my point even more. The stats have shown when he's healthy, the playmaking ability he has, the playmakers he has now with George Pickens being added to it. It all makes sense for him to be the comeback player of the year. And for coach of the year, I have Ben Johnson. Yeah, they just lost Week 1, but they did play a good game overall. He's going to be good. They're going to make adjustments. They'll be better within a couple of games. New coaching staff, new players. It's going to take a little bit to click, but overall, it's going to work. So for lineman of the year, the new brand new award that we both love, it's great. I have Lane Johnson. I mean, come on. He's been very consistent. He's been the best at his position for a long time now. Even Madden recognized it, giving him a 99 this year. If it's going to be as truly as last year, he's going to go all out. And I believe he's going to show either what he's been showing or somehow even do better. And it speaks levels to how he is. He seems like a true good guy, even though there's hate between the Cowboys and Eagles. Before Parsons was traded to the Packers, they had a great relationship. And it shows, like I said, how his character is. And I do believe he would be the one to win it.
All right, so for my list, like we said, this is made before Week 1 had even began, so some of these might still stand or not, but we're sticking to what we put, even though some of our picks might not have had a great Week 1, for example.
Yeah.
But we did make these before Week 1. So for MVP, I have Lamar Jackson. You could have argued that he could have won it last season.
Yep.
Obviously losing it to Josh Allen, but I think the Ravens. I think this is going to be one of the years that the Ravens are totally going to prove themselves. I know this is coming off of Week 1, and they did lose to Buffalo, but I mean, they did somewhat in a way, even though they lost the game, they somewhat in a way did send a message because they were up big against Buffalo at one point, and they had that game in the bag. Like it should have been a win by Baltimore, and that would have been a huge statement. But either way, especially now coming off of Week 1, which I can't really grade that because I already chose Jackson. But I mean, especially coming after Week 1, I feel like he's even more hungry right now, and he did have a good game against Buffalo. But I got Lamar winning it. Like I said, you could have argued he could have won last year's as well. But MVP is a very favorable quarterback award, so I just have quarterbacks on here. Second, I have Joe Burrow. He got third in the voting last year, I believe, and rightfully so. I think he got third. A lot of people, some people thought he should have gone lower, and some people thought he should have won. But I felt like Burrow was perfectly ranked last season. But I mean, it's Joe Burrow. I mean, obviously they had a frustrating season last year, but I mean, he has Jamar Chase, literally triple crown receiver on his team still.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, the Bengals O line got a little bit better, so that should help Burrow out even more. But once again, kind of like Lamar Jackson, I feel like they're both kind of more hungry right now, especially with who knows what the Chiefs are going to look like.
Yeah.
I'm thinking all of those teams are sort of thinking this might be our year because look at what's going on with Kansas City.
True.
It's time for the Ravens to step up, the Bengals to step up, or whatever it may be. Um, my dark horse, it's kind of a dark horse, kind of not, but I have Jane Daniels. Try and go through this as quick as I can. But I mean, looking at his rookie season last year, I mean, he was great. Like he was a great quarterback
Yeah.
and led his team to the NFC Championship. So I mean, kind of just using off kind of like what common sense is and stuff. Looking at his first year, if anything, his second year should be better because it's the older you get, the better you play. Usually, obviously, as a younger quarterback, and I don't think the Commanders really changed at all or anything. So once again, kind of like a hunger thing based off of last year. He has so much confidence this year. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Um, so I have dark horse Jaden Daniels, which would be huge for his career. Not gonna lie, in his second year. But for offensive player of the year, I have Jamar Chase. I think you had Jamar Chase as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, uh, triple crown receiver, like, and I believe you also said you don't. None of those players don't really have drop offs like that. You don't
Yeah.
go from like up here to down here like that. And guess what? He still got Joe Burrow. I was talking about the O line.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jamar Chase is going to win it again. He's still young, and I don't see anyone really competing for that um, on that level that Jamar Chase is. Second, though, I have Saquon Barkley once again, sort of like Jamar Chase. I mean, we saw the year that Saquon had. I believe he was, if you include his playoff stats, I believe he was either first or second in all-time rushing yards in a season.
Yeah.
And if you just want to include the regular season, he was still up there. Like, still, I think it was like third or so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the Eagles still have that same O line. I still think Saquon's obviously great. He's not going to have that drop off at all. So I have Saquon too. And then kind of like a dark horse, I have Christian McCaffrey. When Christian McCaffrey's healthy, he's a star player. He's such a great player. Now looking back at week one, he didn't do very good running the ball, but McCaffrey is literally a threat receiving as well. We all
Yeah.
know that very well. So he didn't have a good game running the ball, but he was doing his thing with receiving coming off of an injury.
Yep.
And so if McCaffrey can stay healthy, I do have him as a dark horse for offensive player of the year. Um, for defensive player of the year, I have Micah Parsons. He was already a great player with Dallas, obviously. But I mean, maybe even this new change of scenery, even though he didn't even really need it, he was obviously performing the way he was with Dallas, which was amazing. Like maybe second best edge rusher in the league, in my opinion, behind Myles Garrett. But either way, um, a new change of scenery, and he's already a great player. So usually that would either like make or break a player. But considering the talent he already has, and then going to a Green Bay team who has all the momentum and confidence in the world right now, I feel like that's just going to boost Parsons' confidence even more. And then based off of this first game on the limited snaps, having a sack already, like in week one, he's already on pace. I feel like so. I got Parsons winning Defensive Player of the Year. Second, I have Aiden Hutchinson. Coming off of an injury, I was so 50-50 with putting him first over Parsons for the Defensive Player of the Year award. But I think coming off of an injury, it's still going to be like a little bit shaky or, rough, kind of, whatever I'm trying to say. But trying to get back into things based off of an injury, I don't think he's going to be 100% like ready like that, if you know what I mean. But I got Parsons winning it, but Aiden Hutchinson a close number two. Um, Dark horse, I have T.J. Watt. Obviously, we know how T.J. Watt can perform. Obviously, his stats were a little bit lower last year, I believe, compared to 2023. But he's still a force.
Yeah.
He's still TJ Watt, so I have him rounding it out as my dark horse defensive player of the year. Offensive rookie of the year. To go through these, I have Ashton Genty. Um, Unfortunately, offensive rookie of the year award is not favored for running backs. Really, it's more of a quarterback award. So it could be like Cam Ward or someone else. But I mean, it's unfortunate that it's kind of like a quarterback friendly award because you do have talent like Ashton Genty, and I'm hoping that Genty can put up the stats to win. I think he will put up the stats to win, and I'm hoping that a running back can actually win that award this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, seeing what he did in college, his first game in week 1 wasn't super great. I think he was 19 for 38, but he did have a score. But we were saying like um, they kind of ran him. They kind of gave him the ball when it didn't really matter, and they were just running it up the middle every time. So there's kind of like a reason why his stats weren't great. But either way, it was his first NFL game, so obviously I'm gonna cut him some slack and stuff. But
Oh.
second, I have Matthew Golden. He was my favorite receiver. Out of all the rookies this year, he's my favorite one, more than McMillan. I feel like he's going to do better than McMillan. I hope, and I'm predicting that he will be the best receiver of this class of the rookies
Yeah.
right now. First game in week 1, I think he had like 3 or 4 receptions for 30 yards. But I mean, clearly with the speed, he's still a threat. And once again, that was his first NFL game. But I mean, just watch him in college is what I got to say for that. And then my dark horse is Travion Henderson. I mean, he's going so much under the radar right now, but I think he's a huge start. He's a huge talent. I believe in the first game against the Raiders, he was averaging like he didn't get a whole lot of carries, but he was averaging 5 yards a carry for the rushes he was doing. And then obviously for the Patriots team right now, I feel like they will figure it out that Henderson is the guy, and then they're just going to continue to run with him from there. Um, and then I have for defense rookie there, I don't even have a dark horse or second place, but I just have Abdul Carter, and
Yep.
trying to hurry it up through all these things right now, but I mean, all I gotta say is watch him at Penn State, watch him in college. He's literally a beast. I don't see anyone else winning Rookie of the Year. You could have argued Travis Hunter, but he's a backup cornerback now, so that just even more confirms it for me that it's going to be Abdul Carter.
Yep.
Um, Comeback Player of the Year. Also, I feel like I don't know if it's 100% quarterback friendly, but I do have I have Dak Prescott. I mean, coming off the injury he had, and he was second in the PFF grade after week 1 against Philly. He's second in the PFF grade. I believe his stats was 22 for 29, and that was including 4 CD Lamb drops,
Yeah.
who I feel like also was should have been one of my big losers as well. Um, Even though he still had a great game as well, though. But besides those drops from CD Lamb, he would have went 26 for 29. And I felt like there was a couple other perfect balls that were right there, but just were like knocked away
Yeah.
by Philly. But I mean, Dak Prescott, he's still a great quarterback. He's 32, but he's great. He now even has um, George Pickens now on his team, and CeeDee Lamb. I mean, he had the 4 drops, but I mean, besides that, he's still like a great receiver. He still had a good game besides those drops. But I feel, and if they can figure out their running problem as well, I feel like that's just going to give Dak more confidence on the team as well. But
Yeah.
I have Prescott winning the comeback player of the year. Oh, line of the year, like we are saying, it's like we love this award that just came in. They've needed this forever, but I have Lane Johnson as well. I mean, if it truly is his last year, then I feel like that's just gonna give him more, like, hey, this is my last year. I'm just gonna put it out all out on the field. I'm about
Yeah.
to retire. I'm coming off of a Super Bowl win too, coming off of a season where his running back had like records and was making history. I feel like that's just going to give him more confidence. But more importantly, it's his last year, and he's already like one of the best O linemen anyway in the league. So I feel like that just guarantees it that he's going to have the fire to go win that again, to go win the award. Um, Coach of the year, I have Sean Payton. Now this one's kind of weird because the Coach of the Year award it's not the best team really. The coach of the year is more of something like a good team that went great, or a team that you expected to be, a team that you expected to make the playoffs but not do anything, but ended up making the AFC or NFC Championship, basically.
Yeah.
Like someone who outperformed the
Expectations.
expectations.
Yeah.
That's what that award is. If it wasn't, you'd have Andy Reid winning that award every year, probably, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I have Sean Payton. Um, Broncos did have a rough game in week 1, but they still got the W anyway. And that was with Knicks not having a super great game. They still were able to get the win. But Broncos have one of the best defenses in the NFL, if not the best defense. And Sean Payton, he clearly obviously has the experience. So I feel like Broncos are kind of, I mean, they're in a rough division, but I still feel like they're going to be one of those kind of sleeper teams that, people kind of have them here, but I feel like they're going to make the run, and I feel like they very well could go to the playoffs. But don't sleep on Sean Payton and the Broncos. I feel like that's a perfect award for him to get. I think they're going to have a much better year. And Knicks had a good rookie season last year, so I feel like he's just going to improve even more, and the Broncos are going to get more wins. And I feel like that is the award that Sean Payton would win. So I have him winning Coach of the Year. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe and like and share to everyone of our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check out our Instagram as well. Once again, it's just Y2K Sports Talk. We already have our week 1 predictions in the past posted on there. We also have our week 2 predictions already posted. So for the Thursday game and everything else. So make sure you guys check it out. And for everything else that we post on there, but we'll for sure be posting our week by week predictions on Instagram. So go follow us over there. And like I said, like and subscribe on YouTube. And thanks for watching.